Quick roundup from CES. ASUS showed a heavily redesigned ZenBook Duo with a new hideaway hinge, bigger battery, and thinner gap between its two OLEDs, while their ZenBook A line got ultralight Snapdragon models. MSI countered with a Prestige 16, promising more than 30 hours of video playback in a 1.59 kilogram aluminum chassis. What's the headline here for mobile pros?
The short version: practicality met polish. ASUS fixed the big UX complaint of dual-screen laptops by shrinking the gap to about 8.3 millimeters with that hideaway hinge, kept two 3K 144Hz Lumina Pro OLEDs, upgraded to a 99 watt-hour battery, and kept Thunderbolt 4 and Wi-Fi 7. They also improved durability with Ceraluminum and a better magnetic detachable keyboard, so creatives who sketch or edit across two screens get a much more seamless experience.
And MSI's bold 30-hour claim? Real world or marketing fluff?
MSI's Prestige 16 is clearly tuned for endurance. OLED panel, efficient silicon, and a large battery. The 30-plus hours figure is video playback testing, which is a controlled scenario, but it signals very long run times in typical use. At 1.59 kilograms with stylus and Pro inputs, it's a serious MacBook Air and Pro competitor in the Windows world.
So for someone choosing dual-screen productivity or a long single-screen battery life?
Depends on workflow. If you live in multi-app layouts, the Duo now feels like a workable daily driver. If you travel a lot and need all-day battery without carrying a charger, MSI's Prestige is compelling. Either way, CES shows vendors focusing on brightness, build materials, and input versatility. Good news for pros and power users.
Shifting gears to finance, early January coverage gives us a mixed picture on AI investing. Retail optimism, talk of utility stocks as AI beneficiaries, but also big warnings tied to major names and calls of a potential bubble. What's the landscape for investors right now?
It's a classic risk-reward snapshot. Retail enthusiasm is high. Surveys indicate something like 60% of people expect strong long-term returns from AI stocks. But that optimism coexists with real market caution. Headlines around a $3.3 billion repricing for big players and voices like Ray Dalio calling AI early-stage bubble remind us valuations are stretched and concentrated.
Utilities? That's not the usual AI play.
Exactly. The infrastructure for AI, data centers, power, specialty chips, creates second-order winners. Utilities and industrials can benefit from the surge in energy and server demand. Investors should watch concentration risk, execution by companies, and macro effects like inflation from huge capex cycles.
Any simple takeaway for the listener who wants exposure but not heartburn?
Diversify across layers: cloud and chip suppliers, software leaders, infrastructure beneficiaries, and size positions for downside. Also, follow who's actually building and shipping AI, not just who has AI in the pitch deck.
Nvidia was one of the big CES players. They unveiled the Vera Rubin supercomputing platform, Alpamayo reasoning models, simulation datasets for autonomous vehicles, and even a partnership with Mercedes Benz on a driverless car. Big picture, what's Nvidia trying to do?
Move AI out of labs and into physical products. Vera Rubin is a 6-chip architecture aimed at huge inference workloads. Alpamayo focuses on reasoning models. Think better decision chains and interpretability rather than raw pattern matching. The simulation datasets and tooling are explicitly designed to help AVs make explainable, testable choices. Elon warned it could take months to scale. How realistic are production timelines?
Optimistic at CES, cautious in the wild. The tech is real, but integrating chips, models, and safety-critical systems in cars requires months of validation and regulatory work. The Mercedes partnership shows intent, but wide operational deployment will take time. Also, DLSS and display tech updates at CES matter for gaming and edge cases. Nvidia is covering both cloud and client sides.
So we're seeing compute, models, and real-world partners all move together.
Precisely. It's an end-to-end push. Silicon, models, tools, and product partners. A big step, but not an overnight revolution.
Over at Samsung Display, CES attendees saw a crease-free foldable OLED panel. The demo suggested seamless text across the fold, and analysts think Apple might use the same underlying tech for an iPhone Fold. Is this the crease-free breakthrough we've been waiting for?
Potentially. The demo reportedly uses a laser-drilled metal display plate to disperse bending stress, a technique credited with reducing visible creases. For users, that matters a lot. A visible crease can break immersion and make reading or drawing across the hinge awkward. If manufacturers can remove it, foldables become genuinely closer to traditional tablets.
Will Apple actually adopt it?
Apple buys a lot of OLED panels from Samsung, so they could use the same underlying panel tech, but Apple tends to apply its own lamination, adhesives, and dimensions. So expect the same base idea, but Apple-style execution. Also, the booth demo was pulled quickly, which is a reminder. Prototypes look great in controlled settings. Mass production is the harder part.
So promising, but still cautious optimism.
Exactly. Exciting step, not final proof.
Final topic. Meta said it's pausing the international rollout of its $799 RayBan display glasses because of unprecedented demand and limited inventory, while announcing new features like a teleprompter mode and EMG handwriting. At CES, a cheaper rival, Rokid Style, also showed up. What does this tell us about wearables?
Two things: demand and iteration. The pause shows strong consumer interest, but constrained supply chains. Meta's software additions, a teleprompter and EMG handwriting via the neural band, expand real utility beyond notifications. EMG handwriting lets you compose text by writing on any surface using muscle signals, which is neat for hands-free input.
And Rokid Style being cheaper matters how?
It signals market maturation. Alternatives force incumbents to refine hardware, trim costs, and prioritize comfort in real use cases. For buyers, it means more choice and faster feature iteration. For Meta, focusing on U.S. fulfillment first makes sense commercially, but international customers will be impatient.
Good problems to have. Too much demand. Fewer tears shed over that than the opposite.
Agreed, but let's hope they scale without losing the software polish. Smart glasses are starting to feel like a real product category, not just a demo piece. The preceding audio summary was created at jesterengine.com, where you can find and verify the original sources.